Hey English learners, welcome back to the NHถี่podcast. Your go-to English podcast to learning English step by step in a simple and fun way. I'm Aaron and I'm Evan. Aaron, I have questions for you. When you were a kid, what do you want to be or grow up? Oh, that's easy. I want to be an astronaut. I imagine myself flying in space, wearing a big white suit, waving at the earth. What about you, Evan? An astronaut? That's amazing. For me, I want to be a football player. I thought I scored a winning goal in a big stadium with thousands of people cheering. That sounds exciting. Did you actually play football when you were young? Oh yeah, every weekend. But the only stadiums I saw were the school playground, and the only cheerleaders were my two friends shouting, "Pass the ball, Evan." I know that feeling. My space train was drumming onto the bed and fretting on the moon. See, learners, dreams start small, but they make life exciting. And even when we can't become astronauts or football stars, those dreams push us to grow. Exactly. And that's why challenge is about dreams and goals. We'll take English your tech levels. B1, B2, C1, and T2. Here's how it works. The sentences will start simple and clear. Then, step by step, they get longer, deeper, and more challenging. Your job to follow along. Stop when you feel so hard, and that's your level. And here's something special. We prepare a PDF transcript of the episode. You find the description. Yes. Use it to read along, highlight the new words, and shadow the sentences at your own pace. That way, you're not just listening, you're always practicing three skills: listening, reading, and speaking. But wait, what about writing? Good questions. That's where the comments come in. When you share your thoughts, write your levels, or tell your story, you're practicing your writing too. Exactly. So with this one episode, you can practice all four skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And before we jump in, many of you have been asking to add episode on grammar. We love that idea, but we want to hear from you. What grammar should we cover first? Yes, maybe tenses, conditionals, prepositions, or anything else that confused you. Tell us in comments, and while you're there, I'll usually other topic you like to cover. This way, you're transferring a thoughts into the comment box and practicing your English at the same time. Perfect. So grab your coffee, relax, and let's begin into the new challenge together. Welcome to the Take Your English Level Dream and Goals. Alright, learners, you are entering level 1, B1 English. This is the easy beginning, short, simple, and clear. So Evan, besides football, do you have another dream? Yes, a very simple one. I dream of living by the sea. I imagine waking up early, walking barefoot on the sand, and hear the sounds of waves every morning. Just think about makes me feel calm. That sounds so peaceful. For me, one of my dreams is to open a small bookstore. I can picture in my head, shelf full of books, and little coffee corner, soft music playing, and people sitting reading and smiling. That's a lovely dream. And I have another dream too. I want to be the author of best-selling book. And imagine myself sitting on a wooden desk, typing late at night, and then while holding my book in my hands. I even dream of seeing people reading at on train or a cafe. That picture in my head makes me so excited. Wow, that's a big dream. But what's your small goal for that? My goal is to read every evening, even if I just 15 minutes. But Aaron, how does reading books every night help you with your dream bookstore and also of being author? Good question. Well, if I have read a lot of books, I learned about different authors, styles, and kind of stories. I also see what people enjoy reading. That will help me choose books for my store. Reading builds discipline too. If I keep this small habit, I know I can handle the bigger work of writing. And most of us, reading keeps my love of books alive. And that love is the heartbeat of my dream. The bookstores, the books I want to write. Oh, now I see. So even small goals like reading every night is not just about practice. It's train your dreams. Exactly. Dreams are like big sky, and goals are small steps and carried closer, one by one. And for me, with my dream of living by the sea, my goal is simple. Save the little money each month. Right now, I can move the bit. Can I visit sometimes? Maybe for a week. Each trip makes me feel closer to that dream. And saving money is like building a bridge. Every coin, every dollar is one more piece of the bridge that leads me to the sea. That's beautiful. And learners, this is the heart of level 1. Share your dream and think about one of small goals you move you closer. Now, take a second and feel it. Imagine the happiness you have if dream came true. Hold on that feeling because that's your motivation. Wonderful. If you follow along connected idea, congratulations. You complete level 1, B1 English. But don't you relax yet, because we are moving into level 2, B2 English. Learners, welcome back to the B2 level. Here's the sentences are longer, the vocabulary is stronger, and you hear idioms and expressions that make English sound more natural. This is where challenge truly begins. Right, because, you know what? Starting a goal is easy, but sticking to it, that's where most people struggle. In fact, the biggest enemy of any dream is not failure, it is procrastination. Yes, I know it's very well. With my dream writing the best-selling books, I often postpone my writing. I say, I do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. That's procrastination, and you're not saying procrastination is a thief of time. Yes, for me, it's not just procrastination, it's also distraction and temptation. I want to save money for the dream of living by the sea, but then I see a new phone, I feel like eating out, and suddenly my savings disappear. And honestly, it's true that what they say, all habits die hard. So true. It's easy to fall back comfort. That's why deadlines are so important. Without deadline, a dream is just a cloud that floats around with no direction. But with a deadline, it becomes something tangible, something you can measure. That's right. For example, I promised myself, by the end of this year, I will finish 30 pages my draft. Not the whole book, but 30 pages. It's realistic and keeps me moving. And I told myself, by December, I must save enough money for 2 exchange trips. That's just like create pressure, and pressure pushed me to act. You know, they say a goal without a plan is just a wish. And it's true. Small specific goals are like building blocks. One by one adds up to something bigger. Right. Dream are like mountains. If you stare only the peak, it feels impossible. But if you take one step at a time, with consistency, you eventually reach the summit. So learners, think about your own dream. What distracts you? What tempts you? What deadline you can help you stay committed? And hey, if you're still listening, following us, that means you make it all the way to this level, B2 English. Congratulations. That's not easy. Give yourself some credit. You pushed it through longer sentences, harder words, and even some tricky idioms. Yes, You give yourself credit for reaching each point. You're building not only your English, but also your patience and consistency. And remember, every time you survive a level, you're proving yourself that dream of English fluency is impossible. So true. Now learners, if you make it this far, you just enter level 3, C1 English. This is where the sentences become denser, the vocabulary more demanding, and the ideas more profound. That's right. At this level, we convert not just dreams and goals, but adversity and strengthens them. Because honestly, sooner or later, every claim collides with failures. Yes, I feel it myself. I spent most saving the presentment spent to measurement by the sea, and then suddenly my car collapses. And well, every best saving was just meant by repair cost. The entire cost of my plane was just destroyed. I totally understand. When I submitted my first book draft to a publisher, I received a harsh rejection. I was really disheartened, almost convinced that my dream of becoming an author was untenable. At that moment, I thought I had rock bottom. Yet failure, though through brutal, it can actually be indispensable. There's an old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Adversity, forgets fortitude, the strength to endure this difficulty without surrender. Exactly. And sometimes we're just forced to bite the bullet, to face difficulty with relentless courage. That's experience painful or assets and kinds of transformative. And occasionally, failure is allowed you to turn to the table. My broken trip forced to rethink my finance. Strangely, I ended up with smarter ways to save money, methods in non-important habits. My rejection too became the redemption. It completed to rewrite, refined, to persevere. The second draft was sharper, more attentive. Without a setback, we would never reach it. Truly, the darkest hour is just before dawn. So, learners, reflect a moment. Think of an obstacle that dismantled your plans. Did it weaken you permanently, or did it maybe eventually strengthen your resolve? That's the essence of C1 English. Not only understanding sophisticated vocabulary, and also grappling with deeper truth. That's perseverance, resilience in honestly transformation. Well done. If you survive this, you come towards level 3, C1 English. You just handle demanding vocabulary, layers, and reflex sentences. That takes perseverance and grit. The final challenge is still ahead. And this level 4, C2 English, you step into the psychology itself, asking what true success really means. Now let's reach the target stage. And honestly, this is where English really stretches you. Not only with advanced vocabulary, with existential ideas that test where you think. So, learners, are you ready to push your mind to its limits? Then let's begin. At this level, we don't simply ask how to reach the dream. We ask why. Why do human beings chase goals? Why do you tire identity to achievements? These are, deeper questions. Questions are striking the heart of matter. Exactly. Because success in a conventional sense, money, prestige, possessions, is in truth ephemeral. It's cleared for a moment and then dissolved. You can take it with you. And if that's the sole pursuit, and risk becoming nothing more than a holic victory. Yes, real success might not be measured by trophy at all, but authentically, by whether your life aligns with your display values. In other words, true achievement lies not what you accumulate, but in you embody. You know, there's almost a paradox here. People exhaust themselves chasing shadows, the applause, the recognition. Yet, in the end, the true victory may be something quieter, inner peace, what enduring, let's go see, kindness they leave behind. I mean, I think about it. A person may construct an empire, but empire leaves them hollow. Was granted success? Or any teachers who day after day shape the minds and hearts of hundreds of students, which is more profound, more enduring. That's the real food for thought. Because honestly, at this level, we're not just speaking English, we're exploring philosophy. Success becomes less about climbing ladders and ambition, and more about asking, what is the essence of a meaningful life? And maybe answer it as transcendent, moving beyond superficial measures, beyond ego, beyond fleeting applause, towards life that carries a purpose. Learners, pause and reflect. When you think about your own dreams, you are constructing something enduring and authentic, or are you simply chasing shadows? That's the challenge of C2 English. Not just about comprehension and vocabulary, they wrap with idea abstracts that force you reach your own paradise of success. And if you make this far, learners, congratulations. You survive all 4 levels, B1, B2, C1, and now C2. That's most achievement. Yes, let's give yourself credit. You not only stretch your English, but also your thinking. You practice listening, speaking, reading, and even reflecting deeply. And remember, we prepare a PDF transcript for you. Use this real vocabulary, highlight engine, and sharpen the sentences on your own base. And while you're at it, take a moment to reflect in writing. And you learn dreams, goals, or success today. Writing it down will make a learning stake. Thanks for joining us with this challenge. We hope to push you, inspire you, and maybe even change the way you look at your own goals. Until next time, keep learning, keep dreaming, and keep building your own path. See you in the next episode of NHÄT Podcast. Woo!